His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received at Asafia Palace the Moroccan Minister of Endowments and Islamic Affairs, Ahmed Al Tawfiq. The Minister conveyed the greetings of His Majesty King Mohammed VI of Morocco and his best wishes for the continued progress and prosperity of the people of Bahrain under His Majesty's wise leadership. His Majesty welcomed the Moroccan Minister and asked him to convey his greetings and best wishes to His Majesty the King of Morocco, wishing him continued good health and happiness, and to Morocco and its people continued progress and prosperity. His Majesty the King also commended the Minister's distinguished efforts in the fields of endowments and Islamic affairs. His Majesty highlighted the strong and historic relations between the two kingdoms and the continuous progress and growth it is witnessing thanks to the mutual keenness to enhance it in various fields. His Majesty also noted the high level of Bahraini-Moroccan cooperation and the importance of such fraternal visits and exchange of experiences and expertise in the field of Islamic affairs and endowments, which will benefit both countries. His Majesty the King also commended His Majesty King Mohammed VI of Morocco for his role in strengthening the distinguished bilateral relations with Bahrain and for his efforts in serving the causes of the Arab and Islamic nations. For his part, the Moroccan Minister expressed gratitude to His Majesty for the welcome and hospitality, praising His Majesty's keenness to strengthen the close ties and enhance cooperation between the two kingdoms. He also wished Bahrain and its people continued progress and prosperity under the wise leadership of His Majesty the King. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa issued Decree 1 of 2026, appointing a coordinator and under-secretary in the Prime Minister's Office, the PMO, based on a proposal by the Prime Minister and following the approval of the Cabinet. According to the decree, Nuf Abdulrahman Jamshir, the Under-Secretary for Research and Projects at PMO, shall be appointed as coordinator at PMO with the rank of Under-Secretary. Yusuf Issam Bahiji shall be appointed as Under-Secretary for Research and Projects at PMO, succeeding Nuf Abdulrahman Jamshir. The Royal Court announced that the President of Pakistan, Asif Ali Zardari, will arrive in the Kingdom tomorrow on an official visit, during which he will hold talks with His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa on the close relations between the two brotherly countries, as well as regional and international developments. The Royal Court takes this opportunity to welcome the distinguished guest and his accompanying delegation, wishing him a pleasant stay in Bahrain. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa issued Edict 1 of 2026 regarding the transfer and appointment of directors at the Ministry of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture, based on a proposal submitted by the Minister of Municipality Affairs and Agriculture. Article 1. The Director of Vegetation Development at the Ministry of Municipality Affairs and Agriculture, Abbas Abdullah Hussein Arafat, shall be transferred to serve as the Director of the Afforestation and Parks at the same ministry, succeeding Ahmed Abdulaziz Ahmed Biasedi. Article 2. The Director of the Afforestation and Parks at the Ministry of Municipality Affairs and Agriculture, Ahmed Abdulaziz Ahmed Al-Bseli, shall be transferred to serve as the Director of the Vegetation Development at the same ministry, succeeding Abbas Abdullah Hussein Arafat. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa issued Edict 2 of 2026 on the restructuring of the Council for Regulating the Practice of Engineering Professions, based on a proposal submitted by the Minister of Works and following the approval of the Cabinet. The Council for Regulating the Practice of Engineering Professions shall be reconstituted as follows: Dr. Abdullah Yusuf Talib, Chairman; Mohammed Mirza Al Urabi, Vice Chairman; Jawad Jafar Al Jabal, Member; Dr. Isa Salman Gambar, Member; Khalid Mohammed Al Ansari, Member; Nur Jafar Al Mutawa, Member; Dana Mohammed Muthafa, Member; Badr Mohammed Al Mansouri, Member; Fatim Al Fadl Abbas, Member. The Representatives' Council held its weekly session, chaired by its Speaker Ahmed Ahmed Salim. The Council discussed and approved the draft law, amending certain provisions of the law concerning the care, rehabilitation and employment of people of determination. It also discussed a draft law amending certain provisions of Decree Law 15 of 2021 concerning external auditors. The session also discussed and approved urgent draft laws and referred them to the Shura Council. The Council also approved 13 proposals, 10 of which were submitted urgently, and referred them to the Government. The chairman of the Shura Council, Ali Al-Saleh, met with Morocco's House of Councillors Speaker, Mohammed Weld Al-Rashid. The visit highlights the deep-rooted Bahrain-Moroccan ties and the continuous efforts by the legislative institutions of both countries to enhance parliamentary cooperation in the interest of the two countries. The chairman affirmed that ties between Bahrain and Morocco continue to grow, in line with the shared vision of the two countries, strengthened by the support of His Majesty the King and His Majesty the King of Morocco. Al-Saleh underscored Bahrain's firm position and steadfast support for Morocco on the issue of the Moroccan Sahara. He highlighted the importance of continuing to develop parliamentary cooperation, exchanging legislative expertise and experience, and strengthening coordination in regional and international parliamentary forums. For his part, the Moroccan speaker expressed pride in the visit and in witnessing Bahrain's urban and economic development and advanced infrastructure. He commended Bahraini parliamentary diplomacy and the active role of Shura Council members in advancing Arab parliamentary work. He highlighted the participation in regional and international forums and the efforts to build cooperation with Arab and African parliaments. Shura Council Chairman Ali Al-Saleh received Morocco's House of Councillors Speaker Mohammed Weld Al-Rashid upon his arrival in Bahrain yesterday. Al-Saleh welcomed the Moroccan speaker and his accompanying delegation, highlighting the long-standing ties between Bahrain and Morocco. He noted the continued growth of the strong relations between the two kingdoms. For his part, Al-Rashid thanked the chairman for the invitation, noting that the visit would enhance parliamentary relations and cooperation between the two kingdoms for the benefit of their peoples. The Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs held its regular meeting, chaired by its president, Sheikh Abdurrahman bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Khalifa. The Council commended the order issued by His Majesty the King, designating this year as the year of Isa al-Kabir, in tribute to the founder of the modern Bahraini state. It highlighted the historical legacy of His Highness Isa al-Kabir in establishing stability and building legal and civil institutions, noting that Bahrain's current progress is a continuation of this enduring legacy under the leadership of His Majesty the King, with the support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. The meeting noted a memorandum from the General Secretariat regarding its participation in the second symposium of the General Secretariat for Fatwa Authorities Worldwide, which was held in Cairo. The Council reviewed several agenda items, including the conclusion of the 8th edition of the Tafsir Council's programme. It also reviewed the results of the 3rd edition of the Matun competition. In addition, the Council reviewed a report on the progress of mosque construction projects supervised by the Council. Following the royal order issued by His Majesty the King designating 2026 as the year of Isa al-Kabir in honour of Bahrain's founder of the modern state and key figure in its institutional development, the official emblem for the year of Isa al-Kabir was launched. The emblem honours the late ruler's national contributions, including his role in consolidating stability, establishing legal and civil institutions, and promoting the nation's prosperity across all domains. The emblem features an image of His Highness Isa al-Kabir, who ruled Bahrain and its dependencies from 1869 to 1932, symbolising his enduring legacy, his pioneering role in establishing the modern Bahraini state, strengthening institutional governance, preserving stability and safeguarding national identity, connecting Bahrain's historical heritage with its ongoing path of development and progress. On the occasion, the Minister of Information and Chairman of the Board of the National Communications Centre, Dr. Ramzan bin Abdullah Al Nuaimi, affirmed that the launch of the emblem reflects the royal order and embodies loyalty to Bahrain's history and leaders. He noted that the occasion represents a national milestone to highlight the values established by Isa al-Kabir, which continue to underpin the nation's development and civilisational approach under the leadership of His Majesty the King and the directors of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. As part of the diplomatic forum organised by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on the occasion of Bahrain's Diplomatic Day, a security session was held yesterday with the participation of the Chief of Police, Lieutenant General Tariq Al-Hassan. He reviewed the security situation in Bahrain and the stability it enjoys thanks to a balanced security approach that upholds the rule of law and respects human rights. He also highlighted the development of policing in Bahrain and the significant progress achieved in institutional modernisation, adoption of advanced technologies and capacity building of national personnel. He noted Bahrain's commitment to enhancing security cooperation with regional and international partners and exploring future police cooperation initiatives. Al-Hassan affirmed the close link between police work and diplomacy, stressing the role of Bahraini diplomacy in supporting security efforts and enhancing the kingdom's presence in relevant international forums. He stressed the need to enhance coordination between the Ministries of Interior and Foreign Affairs, along with Bahrain's overseas missions, to support national interests and reinforce Bahrain's position as a model of security and stability, regionally and internationally. As part of the diplomatic forum, a session titled Artificial Intelligence in Diplomatic Work was held yesterday. It was presented by the director of the Oxbridge Diplomatic Academy and London Politica CEO, Manas Charla, in the presence of the heads of Bahrain's diplomatic and consular missions abroad and ministry officials. The session covered several key topics, including the geopolitical dimensions of AI, its role in supporting diplomats' decision-making, and its applications in enhancing the work and efficiency of diplomatic missions. It also discussed the role of AI in strategic communications and public diplomacy, along with related issues of security, ethics and diplomatic protocol, in line with global digital developments. The session concluded with an interactive presentation on the practical uses of AI in diplomacy, followed by questions and remarks from the heads of Bahrain's diplomatic missions abroad. In light of the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to the Ministry of Labour to provide 3 job opportunities to every registered job seeker before the end of 2025, official statistics reviewed by the Cabinet at its weekly meeting revealed the extent of achievement in employment and training for Bahraini citizens during the past year. More in this report.
Bahrain continues its approach of implementing programs aimed at creating quality opportunities for its citizens, based on its belief that Bahraini citizens are the focus of development and the kingdom's most valuable national asset, as well as the foundation for building its present and future. This approach is embodied in the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to the Ministry of Labour to provide 3 job opportunities to every registered job seeker before the end of 2025, in implementation of the vision of His Majesty the King, reflecting the great confidence in the role of Bahraini citizens in driving development. In light of these directives, official statistics reviewed by the Cabinet during its weekly meeting showed that 3 job opportunities were offered to all job seekers registered with the Ministry, and 5,078 Bahraini citizens were employed under this initiative, which directly improved labour market indicators for 2025. The labour market also recorded the employment of 26,963 Bahrainis, representing 108% of the annual target, while the number of new entrants to the market reached 9,149 Bahrainis, representing 114% of the annual target. In terms of training, 150% of the annual target was achieved with a training of 15,000 Bahrainis. To ensure the sustainability of this national initiative, the Cabinet has tasked the Ministry of Labour with intensifying efforts to employ 25,000 Bahrainis by the end of 2026, including 10,000 new entrants to the labour market, in a move that reflects the clear vision led by His Royal Highness to support Bahraini citizens and enhance their economic opportunities within the comprehensive development process.
As part of its ongoing efforts to strengthen oversight of private sector institutions, Temkeen has confirmed that it will continue to conduct inspection visits to institutions benefiting from its programmes, which include employment support, career development and institutional support. More in this report.
The Labour Fund Temkeen continues to support national talent in various fields and follow up on the support process, as evidenced by more than 13,000 inspection visits conducted last year. As for Temkeen's communication with beneficiaries, it has communicated with more than 98,000 beneficiaries during and after the end of the support period. This is in addition to recovering support amounts from a number of companies that were found to have violated the terms, conditions and contracts of various programs, reflecting Temkeen's commitment to transparency and accountability and the application of the necessary penalties to all violators without exception. Temkeen continues to cooperate with participating entities in monitoring and reporting violations through the channels designated for this purpose, as this constructive cooperation reflects the local community's keenness to prioritize public interest and awareness of shared responsibility and protecting and preserving public funds to enhance the efficiency of oversight operations and ensure that support is directed to those who deserve it in the most optimal manner.
The Arab Network of National Human Rights Institutions held a press conference following the conclusion of the Executive Committee meetings and the 25th General Assembly meeting, with the participation of the heads and representatives of member national institutions and in the presence of the network's General Secretariat. The conference highlighted Bahrain's efforts in leading Arab human rights work and the specific initiatives it has adopted to promote digital prevention, particularly to protect children's rights in cyberspace. The chairman of the National Institution for Human Rights, Engineer Ali Al-Darazi, affirmed that Bahrain continues to consolidate its prestigious position in the field of human rights, noting that the kingdom's hosting of the annual International Conference of National Human Rights Institutions reflects international confidence in its role and the ability to lead human rights work in the region. He added that the National Institution for Human Rights in Bahrain, through its chairmanship of the network, continues to promote Arab human rights work, develop mechanisms for the protection of children in the digital world, and establish an advanced model of regional and international cooperation for the protection of human beings and the preservation of their dignity. The Hawa Al-Manama event continues to evoke scenes from daily life in Souk Al-Manama, highlighting the social and cultural transformation that Manama underwent during an important period in its history. Visitors to Hawa Al-Manama praised the event's diverse cultural activities, specialised displays and historical exhibitions, which recall the intricacies of life in the old market.